Okay, guys, here we go. This is a game called Asagao Academy, even though I always pronounce it as Asagao. And then I pulled up the game and they said Asagao Academy. Normal was But I have been waiting for this game since it was announced, like in Kickstarter, and I only found it out through Pro Jared. So I am extremely excited. I have played it once through before. Of course I did PBG's route because I don't really watch most of the other channels. Oh, I'm gonna start watching Satchbags Goods. I really like the channel now that I went and looked it up so I could play this game. Where was I going with this? I've watched PBG since like, okay, I actually figured it out, July 2012. So that was a long time ago, and it's like, it's kind of an important nostalgia kind of a channel to me. And so of course I went PBG's route first, and I got the bad ending. So we're going to try and do this again, and we're going to try to not get the bad ending. And I'm gonna play through all of the routes, I think, blind, except for the bad PBG ending. Maybe I'll do that one at the end. Who knows? But like, I don't know. I don't want to do it. I don't want to go through that again. I mean, there's a horrible ending too. Okay. So I did a voice audition for my Sasaki. So I'm going to be reading all of her lines aloud. But I'm going to let you guys read this anyway. I'm going to try not to talk over it too much. So I don't even know how I'm going to do this. Sometimes I swear. So I think I'm gonna censor it so that you guys can watch this even if you're not okay with swearing. Like, I'm not gonna do that for Undertale, but so she's just counting the buttons. 22 and so forth over and over. Now and again I turned to look out the window where the trees were blurring by. Sometimes a smeared green would break and reveal the quiet blue of the Sea of Japan. This is a really good story. I love it. Seat cushions, cool. Why'd she start over? Why couldn't she have just kept up where she had left off? It was in school she blew that I and the other students on the train were wearing and said it was green varsity-like jacket with an embroidered patch poorly sewn on the front. So you're a first year then. See, I don't really like the way they portrayed Jared. He's a much nicer person in real life, I think. Half student, he just catch me staring? Yeah, he did, but he's okay with it. Now that the paper was gone, I saw his face. He watched me through heavy-lidded eyes. And that's when I knew it was Jared, because I couldn't really tell from the drawing. His hair was immaculately groomed, his teeth straight and blindingly bright. I'm gonna totally watch Jared's Let's Play of this. This is great. There was something about him, the way the light hit him, that made him look like he was almost sparkling. He's a vampire. Run. Me? He glanced around the compartment empty beside us and laughed. Oh, no, I'm not a first year, I'm a third year. I'm special. I'm a main character, my hair's pink. The train begins. She's actually really sensitive about that. A sudden shift threatened to rob me whatever was left in my stomach, but I closed my eyes. Don't puke. That would not be good. The boy frowned. I picked at the hem of my cotton skirt. Don't do that, it'll come out. So impossible, I've never seen you before. Took me a moment of mouth fishing to find a response. The girl who plays Hannah, like the voice actress, is really good too. It's because I'm a transfer student? He's laughing. See, it just makes it so much better to me that these are the actual Normal Boots guys voicing the lines. It just makes it 10 times better. Creases from reading it and rereadings of the words might have changed since the last time I read it. The boy took it, studied it, then handed it back to me. I'll see you around. You guys didn't need me to say that, but I did anyway. By the time I hiccuped as a response, he was gone from the compartment. I stared into the empty hallway of the train. It was then that I realized he, having gotten from my acceptance letter, knew my name. And I never got his. I'm sure that's not how they meant it to be read. I followed out with the rest of the uniformed students. It was early April, and the last frost of winter had come and gone. Oh, it's early April as I'm recording this. That's cool. The trees were already green, their leaves shivering in the occasional gust weaving through them. The air was mild, only a few clouds hanging in the sky. I walked along the road with a swarm of blue-jacketed bodies, looking at the little groups breaking off from the crowd. Everyone was buzzing so animatedly around me. I held my suitcase tight in my sweaty hands. It was leather-bound and worth more than anything it contained. Aww. It was not part of the school, and I was, for maybe the first time in my life, thankful that what I owned didn't amount to much. My school-issued black Oxford, oh, those are shoes, click, click, clicked on the pavement. I walked this walk over and over in my mind. So many nights I lay awake, imagining what it would be like to walk from the train station to I give up this first time. My new start. I always imagined that everything would change for me on this walk, that somehow everything would be magically different. But as I looked around, I realized nothing had changed. I adjusted the speed to keep up with my eyes, so this text speed, I don't think it's changed. The text speed is perfect for my reading speed, so you just look at this and that's how fast I read. I hadn't changed. By the time I reached the massive gate to the academy, I forgot all about the disappointment slouching in the back of my throat. It's how fast I read in my head, not out loud. The school framed by the gate's twisting black metal was just as beautiful as the glossy photos I saw in its pamphlets. This was it. Asagao Academy. See, I did it that time. I glanced around. The swarm of students gathered around the gate. Beyond it, tiny blue people bounced along. There are Smurfs at this school! A girl pressed a button to one side of the gate. The excitement in the air was almost palpable. A few moments later, the black gate, with great effort, creaked outwards and cleared the pathway. As the rest of the group shifted into motion, I followed along, a sheep in the herd. My stomach tied itself into knots. The crowd split off in different directions. For a moment, I panicked. A tired-looking man with graying hair called out for first years, a cluster of fresh-faced students gathering around him. Hey, look at that girl! I turned. A few feet away, a small group of boys were pointing at me and snickering. Pink hair? Are you kidding me? I mean, that sounded more like a girl, but I sound more like a girl, so... How desperate can you get? Hot shame crawled down my neck. I attached myself to a group of girls, following a few steps behind them. In the distance, cicadas hummed in time to my shoes crunching against gravel. My hair... It wasn't my fault my hair looked like this. Because she's an anime character. She's not an anime character. Luckily, I found myself at the girls' dormitory, a large sign in the lawn reading Primrose House. The building dwarfed me in size and sheer intimidation. How many students did Asagao have? Okay, I'm gonna read her lines seriously, if I don't read anything else seriously, because I auditioned for her, and now you get a full voice dub of me, even though her voice is pretty perfect. A red-headed girl lingering nearby caught my attention. I looked away, then looked back. She was staring at me. Creepy. She walked over.
Oh, you must be my roommate!
Oh, she did it for me. You must be my roommate! I love her voice. Even though I'm not doing it, I love it. It's so good. Like, it sounds in timbre really close to mine, but, like, she does the inflections and stuff better. So, like, they got the right person. You guys probably read that already. Me?
Bingo.
Of course, you silly. Let me guess. Room number 325? I thought back to the paper I received a month prior with a list of all the supplies I needed for the year and my dorm arrangements. Yeah, that's right. She laughed, but I couldn't figure out what was so funny. She's really make of that whatever you want. Was she laughing at me? When I found out my roommate was a transfer student, I knew you were going to be a total main character. I'm sorry? A what? When I saw you outside the gate, I knew it was you. I mean, look at that hair! I felt a lump forming in my throat. What was she talking about? She had to be making fun of me. I hadn't spent more than 5 minutes on campus and I was already being mocked. My hands began to tremble. Is there something wrong with my hair? Oh, and this is all, things I ask you to say for the voice audition, this conversation. And she began to laugh again. See, isn't she so good? Mine was something more like, no, it's great. Something like that. No, it's great. I'm sorry. We are getting off on the wrong foot, aren't we? That's how I said that one. And so, maybe I'll post my... I don't know. And my Sasuke. You must be Hana. Yeah. Same thing. Same thing, really. Because these are all fully voiced so that they could get like an idea of your voice. I bowed my head. Nice to meet you, Mai. All your school books are waiting in our room with your welcome letter, and I read the envelope. All your school books are waiting in our room with your welcome letter, and I read the envelope. I hope you're not mad. I started walking to the door. I think she wasn't supposed to say it quite like that. Did you check in at the front desk already? No, I didn't. I didn't know I was supposed to. Oh, it's 10:42. I'll just pause it right here. So you can go do whatever you need to do. I can edit. You can come back, okay? Pause.